As you can see, I've gone shopping. Little fedora going on. Little burn on the neck, little burn on the shoulders. I'm good to go now. Today it was a little cloudy in Cuba, which I guess I don't really need the fedora, but I like it, so I'm going to wear it. Obviously the weather's been great and the food's been terrible this week. Now we've been looking around trying to find anything to eat. It was tough. It was tough. We went down to the marina though, found a restaurant that was okay, found a place that actually makes good cappuccinos and lattes and whatnot. So somewhat salvaged. It was looking a little bleak. Beginning to feel like I was Tom Hanks on a beautiful beach with nothing to eat. Where are we at? I had a decent week racing this week. Brush cut race good again, finished second. Watch Ev made a little rare break, and I think I know why. You know, it's always better when we can race the horses with their hobbles out long. And sometimes that's a little transition for them. We did let brush cuts out this week. Let his head down, let his hobbles out, and I think that will pay dividends in 2 or 3 or 4 starts. You're going to see him get better and better and better. Watch Avenue's still got a lot of weight and muscle to put on, yet we have his hobbles out 60, 61 inches, something like that. I think maybe it's just a little much for him, so I'll talk to Kevin. I would be surprised if we don't pull them in 59. 59 inches probably. He would be a little bit better, at least in the short term, and then we can start to sneak them out. But I'll talk to him about that. I don't want to speak at a school. I haven't talked to him specifically about Watch Avenue, but looking at the race and knowing the horse, I suspect that's what was up. We're going to have to requalify him on Thursday. I had spoke after the qualifiers the other day. I didn't see the break because the internet's so choppy here. I didn't see him make a break. I saw him at the back and I saw him pace along, and he went a mile 57, which was okay. He's got to do a lot more. And I think he can. His gait is too good. He's got too much speed. This is a colt that paced 54 as a 2-year-old, had 26, 27 second speed. And I think there'll be no issue with Watch Avenue. Emerald Miss obviously was much better this week in the qualifier, finished second, paced 57. Did look a little flat in the end of it, but again, we're just in the midst of getting her proper. I think after a couple of starts, you'll see her regain the form we hoped she would. Miss Mischief Maker. Now, we have a number of people that own Miss Mischief Maker, and one of them is a breeder. Now, he's offered us some money for Miss Mischief Maker. I think it was a buyer's price, but nevertheless, fair is fair. I don't blame them for doing that. She may end up getting bred. I thought 2-3, 30 M4 on the end of it. She wasn't great, but Kevin said she was coughing a little bit after. I thought we'd explore that a little bit, but at the same time, we're up against a wall, right? By the time you shut her down, get her under the lights, and get her ready to breed, last thing you want to do is have her bred in June or May. That's what we had to do with our mares last year. Late foals, right? So I think what we'll talk amongst our clients what we're going to do with Miss Mischief Maker. Hometown Boys School better, 2-1 and a piece. Kevin wants to give him at least one more schooler. This is a big colt with a big frame and lots of muscle to put on it. Zeb Sunshine was very, very good, 26-4 on the end of it. Travis said he was running in, running out a little bit. His feet bother him, his knees still bother him a little bit. They will for quite a while until they cool out and solidify. And Kevin always does such a good job preparing those types of horses for the races. And I think Zeb Sunshine is going to respond very, very well to that. Now, also, we have Stonebridge Simba, who qualified very, very well. He was wrapped up. I had talked to Jonathan and Jason and said, listen, this colt's got a stake on Tuesday. Don't empty him out. And he didn't. He won by 14 lengths, but the rest of the field was way back, and he had him shut down in 159. A very, very, very good training mile. Jonathan did a great job, and Jason did a great job. And Stonebridge Simba looked good. Now, Jason is going to race him Tuesday, not Virgil Morgan. I said this in the video. The reason being, the horse isn't going to arrive to Ohio until Saturday afternoon. You have to kind of have the horse in Virgil's care. Runs a big stable. Last thing you want to do is have some mistake made in Ontario that costs Virgil some sort of a medication violation of some sort. It wouldn't happen, but you just can't. And I understand. I understand why he did that. I'm not so certain I wouldn't do the same thing. So Jason McGinnis is actually going to race Stonebridge Simba Tuesday, and then switch him over to Virgil Morgan's care right after that. And then, of course, we have Sunshine's Finest, who'll be racing the day before on Monday. Drew 6. I believe that's the final of the series, and then we'll make some decisions what we're doing with him afterwards. Here, he's got a race in the non-winners of 3. Can he do? Maybe. Yep. I'll have a conversation with Virgil to see what he wants to do, and our clients also, what we all want to do collectively with Sunshine's Finest. We all want what's best for the horse, right? We want to be able to race. We want him racing where he's going to be competitive, where he's going to be comfortable for himself and not stretched out every week. At that point, you're just looking for trouble. And then also on the sale side, I believe we've concluded a sale for Arvika. Now, we were a little torn on that also. It was timing, more or less, and not the same type of timing with Miss Mischief Maker. What we are looking for is, what we were looking at was was the fact that Arvika really can't find a class where she can do. Every time she goes on the track, she's 6 to 12 to 1. Can't really find a competitive, consistent class to race her in, and sending her away didn't work last time, and I know we're all a little gun shy about doing that again. So we were offered some money for Arvika, and I believe she will be sold. So unfortunate, but at the same time, probably the best thing to do in this regard. Obviously, something that's very, very, very important for us right now in particular is the staking. We made the initial staking. Now, we had some clients said, how come this horse wasn't staked? How come that horse wasn't staked? When it came down to Muscle Chrome, Don't Believe Me, Just Watch, there's one other horse. I had staked those horses myself, right? I didn't go through the staking service because we're only staking the Ontario Sire Stakes. Why pay $200 and some out to, or almost $300 out to staking service to tell us what we already know? We're going to stake those horses. So I staked those horses last month. Those will go on your bill. And as far as a lot of the other horses, it just wasn't their time to be staked, right? The Ohio horses weren't getting staked yet. Pennsylvania, same type of thing. The Ontario 2-year-olds this month coming. Obviously, this month coming will be very, very important. And I know I had asked everybody last month, and the response was fantastic. Again, thank you very much. But please, we're going to try and get all the bills out for March the 1st. It would be really, really great if we could get those invoices, that money in time, because a significant check last month, a much bigger check this month for Canada and the U.S. for our staking. So those of you, thank you very much for that, and your continued support would be much appreciated. I'm thinking probably we should have, I wanted to have a webcast. We were actually going to do a webcast from here, but the internet's so poor, Curtis said, you can't do it, it's impossible. So we're actually going to do one as soon as we get home, I would say Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around there, whenever it's convenient for Curtis and Kelly and myself to get it all taken care of. I'm not racing on Tuesday evening. I'm not racing on Wednesday. We'll be racing Thursday. So maybe we'll try and get it done on Thursday, but I will have to confer with Kelly and Curtis as to when that webcast could take place. So we have a number of things we want to talk about in the staking this week. I talked about Roy Hill and how there was a fairly expensive stake race I wanted to pay him into next month. So it's similar idea to the Mohawk Millions, except rather than having to put up $110,000 to race for $1 million, we're putting up $10,000 to race for $150. So I think it's $150, and the lots are drawn. So it's not first come, first serve. It's not the most money, the horses with the most money. It's my understanding that's lots drawn, and if you don't get drawn and you don't get to race in that race, they give you your money back. So I'm looking to secure a spot, particularly for the horse Roy Hill in that series. So the problem I have is that the stable.ca still owns 30% of Roy Hill. It's a lot for me to put out given this time of year. So I'll be lying if I said I wasn't a little sheepish on it. I do believe this could be a really nice colt, and I rarely come on here especially and pitch horses to people because it puts my neck kind of in the noose, right? If I say to people, geez, this is a nice horse, and I think this is a horse that you could get behind, and then it doesn't work out, I feel bad, and I look like a bit of a car salesman, and I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I do like Roy Hill. I think he's a nice colt. I think he's proven a lot. He's a big, strong colt, doesn't wear any boots of any kind, just wears a head pole and a Murphy on the left, gets around a half good, gets around, obviously he'll get around a bigger track, even better. Lots to offer at this point of his training, so I would like to pay him in, but carrying that 30% is kind of a lot. I'm hoping that people will jump up, and I had reached out to our clients that own Roy Hill already, and I will again at the start of the week, and I think it's only fair. If you guys can get in this weekend to get your shares from Roy Hill, that would be appreciated. If other people want to buy into Roy Hill, now's the time to do it, because I would like to pay this colt into that particular stake race, and 30% 30% of 10,000, 3,000 American at this point goes a long way. Every year, especially since stable's not that old, every year staking time gets a little tight, right? The line gets a little thin. And whether it's 3,000 American or 300 American, it goes a long way to what we're able to do. So a little help with Roy Hill would be good. If you don't want to, that's fine too. We'll make decisions accordingly, but as I sit right here in front of a palm tree, I guess, or whatever it is, coconut tree, I would like to race Roy Hill in this race. So as I said, I'm sitting here, brought my father here. I have not smothered him, nor drowned him, or attempted to as of yet. Things are going really well. Curtis and James are good. We're all having a pretty good time. I'm the guy, I guess it's called a foodie. I'm the guy that likes to eat when I go away, so kind of picked a bad spot, but it wasn't my pick. I'm happy though. It's nice to be around friends and family. Friends and family, I wish Amy was here, but at the same time, much like the timing with sales or stakes are important, timing with our child is very important, and Adeline was just a little too young to come here, so we didn't. So anyway, that's been my week. I brought you guys some kind of bad news, some bad news last week with the passing of Amanda Harrison. This was Andrew Harris's wife, 2 kids, and they had set up a GoFundMe account, and I wanted to help out, and I didn't really get a chance to, and then I said, you know what, Andrew Harris is one of us, right? First and foremost, born in Ontario, Canada. His brother is Jay Harris, who races at Mohawk. His father is Jack Harris, who used to be the race secretary at Flamborough, trains a lot of horses. Everybody's trying to get by in this industry, and I know everybody looks and says, well, Andrew Harris is winning a lot of races. And I know that it looks like trainers make a lot of money, but I know the difference. I know they don't. And although Andrew's doing really well, he is a trainer of the stable, for better or for worse. He's an affiliate trainer of ours, somebody who trained Lawmaker for us, White Tiger for us, a 2-year-old. We've been through a lot with Andrew, and I would like to set up a GoFundMe page also. This is a gentleman that has, his wife, as you can imagine, had a lot of bills. She went through cancer for quite some time, and just a terrible, horrible ending to that story, but it would be nice if we could help Andrew out. So I'm going to set up a GoFundMe page also for us, and I hope, I know it's tough, it is staking, there's a lot of bills, and there's a lot we all go through and take care of in our life, but Andrew is somebody that played a major role in the stable.ca since its inception, and he did lose his wife. He does have 2 kids. They do have a lot of bills, and it's going to be rather difficult for Andrew Harris to operate his stable and raise 2 children. So all the help we can give him will be much appreciated. I'm going to have Kelly set up a GoFundMe page, and I hope, if you can, help out, because Andrew's the type of guy that would help you out, or me, or anybody else if he could. So, lots to talk about this week in the webcast. We'll try and get that set up for you. I would say by the time we send this video out, we'll know what day it will be, and we'll get that all set up for you. As usual, we like to send that survey out. What would you like to talk about? What questions you have for Anthony? And please fill those out, because I know that there's people out there that say, I don't want to bother you. Oh, you're away. Oh, you're training. Listen, I'm here to listen to you and make sure that the stable is the very best it can be. That's my job. So I hope you all send in questions. If you want them answered, I'm happy to. If we can't get them on air, we'll make sure we get them answered in person via email or a phone call. But I do want to hear from you. So that's it for the opening. I'll be back in a minute. Not much to talk about this week. A lot of the babies didn't train this week, and if they did, it was on a very mild setting. So I'll be back. We'll talk about all the stables. Talk about all the 2-year-olds, all the 3-year-olds. No point going through any top 10 list or anything of that nature this week. In fact, the 2-year-old list hasn't changed at all. So maybe we'll run through the 3-year-olds and get you updated. The 2-year-olds will be the same as last week. Not a whole lot has gone on, not a lot to talk about, but still a lot going on. Be back in just a minute. We'll talk with the 3-year-olds and then all the stables.